You know, I watched this show about sacred mountains of China last night, and I woke up with this irresistible urge. Adventure was calling, my friend. So I rallied up the troops. Jiho, Sophie, Kyungsu, Ming, Sumin, and I, we are planning a trek to the sacred mountain peaks. Can you believe it? We decided in just one day, lauding flexibility. Sophie is psyched about Mount Wudang, says she's heard the Taoist temples there are a spiritual experience, while Kyungsu is game for any challenge I throw at him. So-min even quipped that we could turn it into a spicy food contest. Ming wants to organize a classic campfire complete with ghost stories, and you'll love this, he voted for alien invasion tales. I swear, this morning was a whirl of chaos, but the exciting kind, you know, the kind that leaves you breathless and full of life. Hana, in all her glory, asked if we could visit local galleries too. We're all about art and culture on this trip. It's turning into a spiritual, cultural, and artistic adventure. She's painting a cherry blossom vase to get into the groove. There's something about Hana's art. It's so ethereal and delicate. Of course, Yuna pulled up an interesting list of traditional Chinese spirits, told me to try Baiju. Now, the spirit enthusiast in me is intrigued to try this potent elixir, but Ming warned me it packs a real punch. The girl's a treasure trove of trivia, I tell you. I'm secretly plotting a cocktail encrusted with Baiju. Wouldn't that make for an interesting blend? We're already brewing adventure at home. I cooked some delicious homemade jjajangmyeon today, and Ming couldn't resist gushing about his guilty pleasure. Yuna's trying to recreate some cute soju cocktails for tonight. Seems we're all injecting some adventure into our lives in anticipation for the real deal. For a moment, I imagined us there, atop the great mountains, losing ourselves in the panoramic vistas, soaking up millennia of culture in the monasteries and temples, and closing the day by a roaring campfire as we look up at a sky full of stars. Ming was right. Classic trekking must-haves are all we need sometimes. And hey, I've managed to squeeze art, mountains, food, and cocktails into the vacation. Not a bad feat for someone whose heart's pounding with thrill and caffeine. So I decided to fill some rhythm into my life today and dropped myself into a local drumming workshop. Oh, it was Yango drum, and man, the rhythm had my heart thundering in my chest. You'd think I was racing the wind. Now hang on, imagine me, decked out in my comfortable pair of jeans, wielding drumstick and bringing the walls down. Not literally, of course, but figuratively. Oh, and who else would you find thumping away next to me but Yuna? My colleague loves to encourage my wild streaks and joined me for the thrill of it. Seojin is still teasing us about forming a band, and Hana, ever the cheerleader, has already begun designing our band logo. Can you believe it? We might just have to do a performance at our own bar, give our regulars some drum-filled entertainment. You wouldn't believe the stretch in my arms now. The rhythm, though, it was almost musical, like you are part of the tune. I'm relishing this new form of art and considering incorporating some beats into my cocktail mixology. Got to tell you about my little excursion in Hongdae today. You see, out for a routine stroll in my favorite district, I discovered a gem of a place. A boutique that embraces inclusivity like no other. It's a genderless fashion store, and I must say, it's different in a good way. Didn't think I'll stumble on places like these in my sojourns, but hey, surprises await in every corner. It sparked dreadfully funny yet intriguing discussions in our group. Hana threw in the idea of aliens influencing our sartorial choices, and let me tell you, Martian fashion took us further into a delightful rabbit hole. If you thought genderless fashion was progressive, well, we're talking about zero-gravity fashion trends now. Can you imagine? Floating scarves, self-tightening belts, and hovering hats. Talk about galactic glamour. Maybe this can be a new concept for my bar. Cosmic couture cocktails. Space-inspired intergalactic cocktails that transport you to another universe with every sip. Now, wouldn't that be splendid? That said, you won't believe where our conversation diverted next. Art exhibits. Hana's gallery is showcasing a surrealist collection this week. The thrill of more exploration has our weekend plans sorted for sure. This is the beauty of our circle. Doesn't take us long to plot an adventure, art, or space, or booze. Our interests are too diverse. And boy, does it feel good to come out of my digital hermitage for a change. I guess nothing beats conversations with friends, no matter how outlandish, over an addictive game. Now, speaking of games, Ming seems to be spending a lot of his time colonizing planets in Terra Genesis. He's on level 6 already. Absolutely head over heels for his techie Martian exploits. Ming's mention of a toast for my fashion exploration has got me reflecting on today. It was quite an embodiment of my adventurous spirit, don't you think so? Walking on less beaten paths, finding wonders, meeting new people, embracing uniqueness, just another day in the life of Evelyn.